The word of the day is tariff.
This is probably worse than the worst case that was modeled.
The Australian share market has tumbled in early trade.
From Australia to Asia, confirmation of US tariffs caused turbulence on global markets.
We've seen equities are down quite sharply.
It could drive the US into recession.
Liberation Day for Donald Trump marked a new golden age.
The day that we began to make America wealthy again.
And there was no tariff exemption for Australia.
Australia bans, and they're wonderful people and wonderful everything, but they ban American beef. We're doing the same thing right now, starting about midnight tonight, I would say.
The administration's tariffs have no basis in logic, and they go against the basis of our two nations partnership. This is not the act of a friend.
Australia has been hit with a 10% tariff, along with the UK, Singapore and Brazil. Our biggest trading partner, China, gets an extra 34%, bringing total tariffs to 54% since Donald Trump was elected. Products from Japan and South Korea have been slapped with more than 20%.
The concerning point is trying to account for the broader implication of worldwide tariffs and what that does to Australian demand.
I do think this is a bad day for our country, and it's not the treatment that Australians deserve, because we have a very trusted, long-standing and abiding relationship with the United States.
This Wagyu farmer was shocked to see the US president singling out Australian beef.
I was momentarily terrified about the implications for that, but it's since been clarified that it is just a 10%, well, it is a 10% tariff.
Meat, including beef, is our top export to the States, worth $6 billion. Precious gems and metals are worth more than $3 billion, while we also export a lot of medical products to the US. Gold and plasma and vaccines are all exempt from these tariffs for now. On the flip side, major Australian fashion labels that sell garments into the States will have to raise their prices there.
From a small brand that's, just got a small loyal following in the US to larger brands like Zimmermann or Cotton On.
Shiraz.
This company that sells wine in the States is also preparing to raise prices.
No one wins by these tariffs being put in by Trump. And it's the end consumers that have to pay more for a beautiful beverage like Australian wine.
Many of the industries impacted by these tariffs, like meat and wine, are only recovering from sanctions from China. Economists say the biggest risk to Australia now is if Trump's tariffs hurt our biggest trading partner.
That in turn could reduce demand from the Chinese for Australian goods, Australian commodities, etc.
Yet economists say there are possible upsides for our economy too.
It's possible we might actually see some of those goods that would have gone to the US come to Australia instead, and that would actually provide more supply.
Inflation will be driven lower, and that could mean another cut to interest rates by the Reserve Bank in May.
Just an email that came through. Hi team, just my own little protest against American products.
A local whiskey company is already seeing the bright side as Australian drinkers boycott American bourbon.
People are discovering us and saying, you know what, my money doesn't need to go over to a multinational back in the States the way they're carrying on at the moment. Let's keep it in Australia. That was really cool to see people really having a crack and getting passionate about the underdog.
After today, many in Australian business might need a stiff drink.